When Han Li broke through to the late nascent soul stage and returned to the chaotic star sea due to an unexpected teleportation accident at the Void Heaven Palace, this sea was destined to be engulfed in a colossal upheaval. His green robes fluttered in the wind. The former core formation junior, hunted by countless cultivators, was now a powerful cultivator standing at the pinnacle of the human realm. This time, Han Li not only returned with his cultivation reaching a transcendent level, but also with a heart set on settling old scores. Unbeknownst to the old acquaintances of the chaotic star sea, a storm sweeping across the entire sea was quietly brewing around this seemingly ordinary yet unfathomable green-robed cultivator. The first old acquaintance Han Li encountered upon his return to the chaotic star sea was none other than the venerable Miaohe, who had relentlessly pursued him for the sake of the Void Heaven Cauldron. In the battle at the Void Heaven Palace, Han Li had used a borrowed knife to kill, having the berserk Feng Hope shatter Miaohe's physical body. This enmity had long since run deep. When the two met again, Master Miaohe's weathered eyes narrowed sharply. The person before him was none other than the core formation youth who had nearly caused his death years ago. However, what chilled Master Miaohe to the bone was that Han Li showed no fear whatsoever. Instead, a playful smile played on his lips. Even more terrifying for this early-stage nascent soul cultivator was that he couldn't fathom the depth of Han Li's cultivation. His centuries-old intuition was screaming warnings. Master Miaohe felt as if his great-grandmother was beckoning, and the aura of death surged forth like a tidal wave. Without the slightest hesitation, Master Miaohe decisively burned his essence blood to unleash the blood escape technique, transforming into a crimson streak and soaring through the air. The speed at which a nascent soul cultivator could escape was astounding. In the blink of an eye, he was over 100 miles away. However, he had ultimately underestimated Han Li's current strength. Behind Han Li, the wind and thunder wings slowly unfurled, arcs of electricity crackling and popping softly. The next moment, with a gentle flap of his wind and thunder wings, Han Li's figure vanished from his spot. Master Miaohe only felt a slight ripple in the space beside him. The figure in the green robe was already walking alongside him. This speed was beyond the comprehension of a nascent soul cultivator in the early stages. Before he could utter a word of pleading, a fist enveloped in a faint golden light pierced through Master Miaohe's protective aura, directly penetrating his chest. The physical body of an early nascent soul cultivator was like paper before this fist. Han Li calmly withdrew his blooded arm, then placed one hand on Master Miaohe's crown, silently activating his soul-searching technique. A moment later, a strange light flashed in Han Li's eyes. The information obtained from the soul search revealed the whereabouts of his cheap master, Ancestor Jin, and that he was in the nearby sea. Thousands of miles away, in a hidden underwater cave, Ancestor Jin was indulging in the pleasure of torturing others. Inside the secret chamber, the barbarian Beard's nascent soul was trapped in the center of a magical array by a special restriction. His once robust and powerful body was now withered and emaciated, his eyes dull and lifeless. Since Han Li left the chaotic star sea, the landscape of the sea had drastically changed. The barbarian Beard was severely injured in his battle with the powerful Six Paths Supreme Saint, a Yuanhu-level expert. Taking advantage of his weakened state, the Extreme Yin ancestor not only captured his nascent soul but also exterminated the entire barbarian Beard clan, torturing him day and night with secret techniques to extract information about the whereabouts of the Heaven Mending Pill. Fellow Deus Barbarian, why are you so stubborn? The Extreme Yin ancestor's wrinkled old face revealed a cruel smile. Hand over the Heaven Mending Pill, and I'll give you a quick death. The barbarian Beard's nascent soul trembled slightly but remained tightly sealed. Just as the Extreme Yin ancestor was about to continue the torture, suddenly the 3-foot-thick, Shen iron door of the secret chamber, covered in restrictions, was forcibly broken open by brute force. Amidst the flying debris, a figure in green slowly entered. The ancestral master of Extreme Yin was so frightened he almost collapsed to the ground. But as the dust settled and he saw the newcomer's face, his expression instantly transformed from terror to wild joy. "It's you, my good disciple." The ancestral master of Extreme Yin laughed loudly, his wrinkled face full of smugness. "First I picked up a barbarian for free, and now my good disciple has delivered himself to my doorstep. This old man is truly having a feast." He completely failed to notice that the barbarian in the corner, upon seeing Han Li, had regained a glimmer of life in his lifeless eyes. Even more unnoticed was that Han Li's concealed cultivation level was no longer that of the core formation junior he remembered. Han Li calmly looked at Extreme Yin, slowly releasing the aura of an early nascent soul cultivator. Seeing this, Ji Yin was not afraid at all. On the contrary, he was overjoyed, advancing from core formation to nascent soul so quickly. "It seems there really is a great treasure in the Void Heaven Cauldron." In his eyes, Han Li, this newly promoted nascent soul cultivator, was facing him, a veteran expert who had been immersed in the early nascent soul stage for hundreds of years. It was like a mother's bad luck opening the door for bad luck, utterly unlucky. However, the next moment, Han Li's aura suddenly surged to the mid-nascent soul stage. Ji Yin's pupils shrank sharply, and he subconsciously swallowed, a sense of foreboding rising in his heart. Before he could think of a countermeasure, he saw Han Li's aura surge again, a chilling pressure filling the entire secret chamber late nascent soul stage. Ji Yin's heart sank to the bottom instantly. A terrifying thought flashed through his mind. Damn it, I forgot about my sect's tradition of killing my master and ancestors. The clown is myself. Driven by the instinct for survival, Ji Yin unhesitatingly unleashed his signature technique, Heavenly Capital Corpse Fire, the eerie green flames transforming into a ferocious fire python that lunged at Han Li. This fire had once incinerated several cultivators of the same level. It was the ultimate trump card of the Extreme Yin sect. However, in Han Li's eyes, this so-called ultimate technique was nothing but child's play. He lightly raised one hand, and the azure ice flame silently emerged. The moment the Heavenly Capital Corpse Fire touched the azure ice flame, it was like ice and snow meeting the blazing sun, rapidly melting and disintegrating. The next second, the Extreme Yin ancestor was completely frozen within a block of blue mystic ice, only his horrified eyes still able to move. Han Li turned to the barbarian beard and waved his hand, breaking the restriction. This top-tier rogue cultivator, who had once been so arrogant in the Void Heaven Palace, forcing Han Li to give way, now avoided eye contact, not even daring to look Han Li in the eye. Han Li silently gazed at the barbarian beard, as if through this broken nascent soul, he saw that domineering and powerful figure from the Void Heaven Palace of yesteryear. The gaze sent chills down the spine of the barbarian's nascent soul. Finally, trembling, he spoke first. Fellow Daoist Han, if you are willing to hand over Ji Yin to me, I am willing to bestow upon you the complete manual of the Heavenly Demon Technique. Han Li pondered briefly, then nodded slightly. The barbarian felt as if he had been granted a pardon and immediately transferred his power through divine sense. After confirming the technique was correct, Han Li removed the ice seal from Ji Yin's head. The barbarian's nascent soul grinned savagely and pounced, tearing and devouring Ji Yin's nascent soul alive under Ji Yin's desperate gaze, as if enjoying a cruel salad. After settling the feud between Ji Yin and his disciple, Han Li went to the Star Palace. The Star Palace's two saints Chen Qingzhenren and Ling Yuling's mother both showed astonishment upon seeing Han Li. They had already heard of Han Li's name from their daughter, but they never expected that in just a few decades he had grown to the late stage of the nascent soul realm, standing shoulder to shoulder with them. Originally, the two saints were wary and even slightly hostile towards this cultivator who had once interacted with the Star Palace and then mysteriously disappeared. But upon sensing Han Li's unfathomable cultivation level, all their hostile thoughts vanished instantly. Chen Qingzhenren's eyes flickered, and he exchanged a glance with his Daoist partner, surprisingly considering him a potential son-in-law. Fellow Daoist Han, you possess such cultivation at such a young age. You are truly a dragon among men, Chen Qingzhenren said with a smile. My daughter, Yuling, often mentions you. If you are interested. Han Li, without waiting for him to finish, politely declined with a cupped hand. Thank you for your kind offer, senior, but I am accustomed to traveling alone, and the path of cultivation is long. I have no such intention at the moment. His tone was gentle yet firm, leaving no room for negotiation. Seeing this, the two saints wisely refrained from further discussion, but their opinion of Han Li rose even higher. Unassuming and unmoved by beauty or power, this young man's resolve far surpassed that of his peers. Han Li's other purpose in returning to the chaotic Star Sea was to find cultivators with no elemental spiritual roots. To this end, he had been lying in wait on a deserted island for several years, setting up a grand formation, his target originally being the nascent soul expert, the Golden Flood Dragon King. However, things took an unexpected turn. When the Golden Flood Dragon King appeared, he was accompanied by another old acquaintance of Han Li, Fengxi. This transformed demon cultivator, who had harbored a grudge against Han Li years ago because of the wind and thunder wings, was enraged upon seeing Han Li. You little thief. You stole my wind and thunder wings for 100 years, shouldn't you return them to their rightful owner today? Fengxi was completely unprepared for Han Li's lack of intention to return them, having not only reached the nascent soul stage but also showing no interest in reclaiming them. Instead, he calmly said, the wind and thunder wings are destined for me, and today I would like to borrow fellow Daoist golden horns in a core. Upon hearing this, the Golden Flood Dragon King flew into a rage. How dare a mere human cultivator covet his inner core? He roared and transformed into his true form, a 10-jong-tall golden horned behemoth, charging towards Han Li with overwhelming demonic energy. Feng Hope also launched his attack simultaneously, his century-old resentment and jealousy intertwined, vowing to kill Han Li and reclaim his treasure. Facing the combined attack of two nascent soul-level experts, Han Li remained unfazed. With a flick of his sleeve, 5 black shadows shot out. These were the 5-hearted demons. Having been nurtured by Han Li for many years, their power was now vastly different. They transformed into 5 wisps of black smoke, instantly entangling the Golden Flood Dragon King. Under the corrosive influence of demonic energy, the Golden Flood Dragon King screamed in agony, and within 3 breaths, its life essence was drained, and it collapsed to the ground. Feng Shi was horrified at the sight. He had never imagined that Han Li possessed such demonic methods. Just as he was about to flee, a flash of blue light appeared at Han Li's fingertip, and the azure ice flame froze the space around him. The azure bird that Feng Shi had transformed into was trapped in the ice, its eyes filled with despair and resentment. At this moment, a white light shot out from Han Li's spirit beast pouch, his adopted son, the 6-winged frost centipede. This ancient creature, seeing the sealed Feng Hope, let out an excited hiss and swallowed the entire block of ice, along with Feng Hope, whole. The once proud prodigy Feng Shi ultimately became food for spirit beasts, a tragic end. After these battles, nearly all of Han Li's old friends in the chaotic Star Sea were killed or wounded. The fall of Master Miaohe, the devouring of Ancestor Jin, Feng Shi becoming spirit beast fodder, the theft of the Golden Flood Dragon King's inner core, these news swept across the entire chaotic Star Sea like a storm, shaking all the major powers. Those cultivators who had once crossed paths with Han Li or had grudges against him, now found themselves unable to eat or sleep in turmoil. Some secretly rejoiced that they hadn't harbored deep hatred, while others fled their caves overnight, hiding their identities. Han Li's fearsome reputation reached unprecedented heights in the chaotic Star Sea. Some cultivators privately called him the Green-Robe Demon Lord, saying that his methods were ruthless, his strength unfathomable, truly a giant of the demonic path. Behind this bloodshed, however, discerning observers could see that Han Li acted according to his own principles. Those who actively provoked him, those with whom he had a life-or-death feud, were doomed, while those without deep grudges or who voluntarily withdrew, like the Star Palace twin saints, could escape unscathed. This clear distinction between gratitude and resentment actually reassured some forces. Han Li's return not only settled old scores but also profoundly altered the power structure of the chaotic Star Sea. The Extreme Yin lineage was completely wiped out, the Feng Shi clan lost its leader, and the Golden Flood Dragon King's territory descended into chaos. The emergence of a power vacuum was bound to trigger a new round of struggle. After Han Li's departure, the Star Palace twin saints held a long, closed-door discussion. They realized that this young late-stage nascent soul cultivator was likely to become a key figure influencing the entire human realm's power structure in the future. When Ling Yuling learned that Han Li had politely declined the marriage proposal, her expression was complex, a mixture of disappointment and relief. She had long known that Han Li was no ordinary person and would not be bound by personal feelings. After absorbing the yin energy, the barbarian beard gained a sliver of life, but his foundation was destroyed, leaving him with no hope of further advancement. He secluded himself on a deserted island, inscribing the heaven-supporting demonic art's legacy on a cave wall before passing away in meditation. Han Li himself, having achieved his goal, quietly left the chaotic Star Sea to continue his cultivation journey. However, the legend of the Azure-Robed Demon Lord circulated throughout the sea. Whenever a cultivator bullied the weak or hunted down lower-level cultivators, someone would whisper a warning, "Be careful." Miaohe and Ji Yin thought the same thing back then. Han Li's return and departure were like a hurricane sweeping across the chaotic Star Sea, destroying the old order while also sowing the seeds of new rules. In this cruel world of cultivation, today's and maybe tomorrow's giant today's grudges will eventually be settled in the future. And on the path of cultivation, strength ultimately reigns supreme. Only by constantly breaking through one's own limits can one go further on this heaven-defying path. The chaotic Star Sea has returned to its former turbulent state, but everyone knows that this sea is no longer the same. The mark of a late-stage nascent soul cultivator is deeply etched into its history, becoming a legend for those who come after to look up to or take heed. And Han Li's story is far from over.